Greetings, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Hart. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Griffin. Smith comes in for Paul Pierce. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Cole Aldrich is out there with Smith. Then there's Austin Rivers. Then it's Jordan, and it's Crawford at the 2.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Now here's Rivers. He's guarded by Samuels. Jordan the screen. Crawford outside. Crawford missing again. And Doc Rivers passed the 700 win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Jazz leading by 11. Freak with it, picked up by Rivers. Samuels kicks to Withy. Now here's Booker. He's guarded closely. And there's the 3-second violation. And with this chance, let's quickly go to our rookie leaderboard and find out who the top assist men are among the first-year players. 5th on the list, Freak.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's always looking for the open man, Greg. Eyes seem to be all over in the back of his head as well. His arrow is definitely pointing up as a playmaker.
Crawford dishes to Jordan. Back to Crawford. Now the pass to Smith. Crawford outside. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Hood.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Booker and Aldrich sends it back. Now the Clippers moving it up. Crawford leading the charge. Jordan sets the pick for Crawford. Buries the long-range jumper. Crawford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Screen by Smith. Crawford passes to Rivers. From deep three-point range. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Jazz lead by 10. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. You kind of hear that growth in his voice, right? Both teams making some changes here. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by a position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play in.
Samuels, he's in at point guard. Trevor Booker is out there with Hood. Then it's Exum, and it's Withy in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Warriors had an off game. He ended with 7 points, and he also added a few assists as he set up his teammates as well. He's now had a string of games that leave much to be desired. Coach told me that he's still very optimistic, however, and feels he'll break out of the funk soon. Perhaps we'll see it tonight, Kevin.
Good work as always, Doris. Thank you. Well, we haven't seen too many games, guys, like that out of him before.
And you know what? I'm thinking we'll see a different guy here tonight. Hard to imagine he'd have back-to-back bad games.
Yep, forget about back-to-back bad games on an individual basis. What he really wants to avoid are back-to-back losses.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And, you know, the role for Rivers last season was that of a bench scorer. I mean, not sure if he'll ever be a starter, but he can be a part of a winning basketball team with his skill set.
Jordan kicks to Rivers. Passes it to Smith. Feeds it to Griffin. Rebounded by Hood. Hood's got his third rebound tonight.
And with the trade last season, Rivers became the first son ever to play for his father. His dad, of course, being Doc Rivers.
And there's the 3-second violation. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see two tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
Samuels dishes to Exum. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Withey's got his first basket.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Rivers kicks to Jordan. Outside Griffin. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Really, they've backed off of working it inside. I mean, they haven't gotten it inside as much as they did earlier in the game, and I think they've got to get back to that. They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
Favors can't get it to go.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Jazz out in front, leading by...
Josh, you got...
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do. Hood comes in for Burks, and Freak subbed in for Burke. The Clippers also changing it up. Josh Smith, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Crawford in for Pierce. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Redick and Crawford, the sharpshooters outside. Smith out there with Griffin. And it's Paul in at the point guard.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
Got that one up quick. And the Jazz lead by 18.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Paul, and the layup falls. Paul's got 4 points this quarter.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Puts up a three. Josh Smith pulls it in. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Los Angeles Lakers.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
Hayward kicks to Samuels. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Griffin's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Derek Favors.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Booker comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Dante Exum in for Gordon Hayward. Here's Booker, and it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
Jazz ball.
Utah with the ball. Shots good by Samuel. Clippers trail by 14. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Paul with the ball. He's against Samuels. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
And that is good.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
The Clippers have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Paul kicks to Griffin, and he jams it with authority.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch. Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
The shot's good from Smith.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Freak, defended by Paul. Samuels the pass to Hood. And again, it's Utah. Paul. No luck.
All right, fans. All right, everyone here. Get on up out of your seats.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. In for Jamal Crawford. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Jordan the screen. Paul, no one around him. And the dunk by Jordan.
Boy, I'm not seeing the same energy level as I did in the first half. Second chance points not coming quite as easily as they did earlier, and I think it's a matter of effort.
And for the Clippers, inside it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. The Clippers shooting around 41% on the night. And for Utah. And he gets it to go.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. You know, for me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that that player can make an impact on your roster.
It's stolen by Gobert. They push it up 4 on 3. Hood kicks to Samuels. That one rolling around and rims out. And there are arguments, Clark, on both sides for the NBA and the age restriction it has currently right now. Having one seems to have helped the level of play overall, but I think there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, with the D-League coming into its own, though, Kevin, the discussion has opened up again. NBA teams used to not have a place for high school players. The D-League could serve in that regard now, but having a restriction is something that I think has helped the NBA. I actually would like to see it be 20 years old.
Me too.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Utah.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance, Clark. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And, partner, it sets up what should be a fantastic finale
to the season series. Major bragging rights on the line that night.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Gordon Hayward. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
No good on that one. And so it's Utah easily.